right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash, Salakia. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutation and much love to you, Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. All right, and this is Brother Osh from Great Millstone, Tampa. Back with another live lesson. Lord's will is edifying and exhorting to the hopeful elect out there, and just meditating and reading in the scriptures, in the book of Exodus 14, but we'll get to that. But you know how our people were really ungrateful, okay, and they really don't see the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Even after they got delivered and seen all the plagues come, they were still, unfaithful, and that's why the majority of them are gonna die this time. They're not gonna leave Egypt this time. Only the elect of Israel, all right, the Israel of the Most High, will be delivered from from Egypt this time. All right, and we have so many examples, but our people still don't see the power of the Lord. All right, so what are they gonna do when the time of Jacob's trouble comes, when the hour of temptation is here? Well, they're gonna run to their oppressor. They're gonna run to Egypt for help. All right, not knowing this. All right, let's start in this is the book of Sirach, chapter 2. I'll go straight to the point. I'll start at 9. I'll start at 7. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall." Right. So if you truly fear Yahweh Shema Shai and believe on Him, then you're supposed to wait on Him, no matter what situation you find yourself in. All right. No matter what, all right, is going on in the world, especially in these last days. All right. You could be facing death, but you need to wait on the Lord and His mercy, because He's the one that's going to be able to deliver you. Not, because a lot of people are going to run to Esau when they can't eat, when they can't live anymore, pretty much, when their luxuries are taken from them. What are they going to do? They're going to run to their father, the devil, instead of the heavenly Father. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord, believe Him, and your reward shall not fail. You that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy." That's what you're supposed to be hoping for. All right, and that's only going to come through the deliverance. All right, and first and foremost, the destruction of this place. All right, the downfall of America. All right, the downfall of the Edomite kingdom. Okay, the downfall of this current world, evil and wicked world. Verse 10. This is the point. "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? For whom did He ever despise that called upon Him?" So, which one of the faithful servants of the Lord were forsaken, man? That called upon His name in truth and sincerity. There's countless scriptures throughout, the scriptures that show you those accounts, and it's there for our faith, to boost our faith. But the majority of our people, they truly don't believe, even though they claim to believe, they claim to love God and Jesus. But when it comes down to it, when they're presented with the trials and tribulations, that's the last thing in their mind. Or on the opposite side, they only call upon God, when they're in trouble, but then they go right back to their ways instead of repenting. All right. So let me go on and go to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30. I'm going to start at the top. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh. And 2/3 of our people are rebellious, okay? The majority of our people are rebellious. They continue to disregard the words of the Lord, all right? They continue to go and live their wicked ways, or go onto their wicked ways and follow after the ways of the heathen, okay? And that's why the Lord said, whether they hear or whether they forbear, we still got to tell you. We're still going to warn you. We've been telling you about the judgment coming, the mark of the beast, World War III, all these perils that are coming upon the earth. We've told you about these things, and now they're here, and it's progressively getting worse. And that's why it says, woe to the rebellious children, because you're going to be caught up in that. If you don't obey Yahweh Shemi Shai, you will be caught up in these chaotic days ahead of us. It says, woe to the rebellious children, say Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. Yeah, they don't take counsel of Yahweh Bashim outside through his prophets. They who they taking counsel from? Oh, let me see what they saying on the news, or what they, you know, the on the news they said this, and on the social media they said that. So you know, let me. That's their counsel, man, and that's one of Esau's deceptions, man. All right, because the mainstream media and even trickles down to the social media. Okay, it's all controlled because they censor what they don't want out there. Okay, as you see them taking our channels and videos down, so they censor even trickling down to the social media. That's where these people get their counsel from, but not from the Most High. All right, they click, might accidentally click on your video, and once they start hearing about they got to get right and change their ways, put down the drugs, put down their wicked ways, then they'll quickly go, okay, next. You know, we tell them that the death and destruction is coming. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear that how they gonna be living it up in on the summer, hot girl summer, okay, living it up on the yacht. That's what they want to hear. Get the bag, okay. That the stupid shit, the things of this world, the lustful things, which ain't gonna save you in the end days. Okay, it's not gonna save you in this coming the coming days. Shit, hell, the economy's collapsing. Okay, World War III is on the brink. All these things are happening. Famines, pestilences. What the hell is chasing after a bag or trying to get on a yacht or whatever the hell people trying to do? Get a Ferrari. Make it to the NBA. None of that shit's gonna make it, man. None of that shit's gonna help you out in these last days. It says, "And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." And what's that ultimate sin gonna be, man? When they take this chip, okay, the mark of the beast, and there ain't no way back from that. And you didn't take heed to the counsel of the Lord. So who you gonna take counsel from? Well, the Egyptians, right? Pharaoh, all right, the leaders that make these people err. That's who you're gonna take counsel from, but not of the Lord, right? Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen himself in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So hey, all you trust in all these things that they telling you and what you think, because it's my I think this and my reality and all this bullshit. All right, well, guess what? That's going to be your shame. You're going to be confounded when that time comes because you trusted in under the shadow of Egypt, man. You trusted in their ways. You trusted in their philosophies. You trusted in what they're going to be telling you in these dark times, even though they're the ones creating the problem. All right, so woe unto you, as the scripture said. But as Joshua said, for me and my household, we shall serve Yahweh by Shemi outside. All right, and blessed are those that trust in the Lord. Okay, you trusting in the government, right? Well, you're going to be found yourself face down in a ditch somewhere, okay? Or eating a missile, thermonuclear missile. This is Psalms 32:10, all right? Because it said, woe unto the rebellious children, all right, with the children of Israel. This is Psalms 32:10 says, for many sorrows shall be to the wicked, all right? Yeah, Esau, Edom is the wicked, but 2/3 of our people, the majority of our people, okay, are all wicked as all hell, man. No morals. You see, it's thug culture, all right? Black culture is death. Latino culture is death, okay? And I'm not talking about hard of hearing. I'm talking about death, all right? That's all it leads to, because what? They're going after the ways of the heathen. That's what it was given into. That was what was beaten, given unto you during the times of slavery. The conquistadors, all right, the transatlantic slave trade, hardcore slavery. That's where you get all this. I mean, you see it now. You just turn on the local news, turn on national news, and you're gonna see 38 niggas got shot in a drive-by. Look up some of this news, because I got this one box. I can watch local news from these different countries, all right, like Peru, Mexico, and when you go on there, the cartel butchered 15 people and hung them on the highway for everyone to see. That's the culture that that the so-called white man has given our people, and they took it and ran with it and made it 1,000 times worse. You know, they have but nonetheless, man, it says many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in Yahweh, mercy shall compass him about. See, so you trusting in the oppressor, the one that oppressed you and put you in this situation that conquered you. Well, guess what do you think's gonna happen? You think he gonna come? That's why the scriptures say, "Never trust thine enemy." You think he gonna come to the rescue? You think he cares about you? He just used you like toilet paper and tossed you aside. After you build up his kingdom, he just tolerating you niggas and spicks now. But back then, he don't give a damn about you. Now it's to the point where the most Edomites, they're amongst you, working with you, but they still don't give a damn about you. So how much more the elites, the ones that are set up to run and put you in this position? You think they care about you? But you're gonna go to them for help. You're gonna listen to what they're telling you when that time of the hour of temptation comes. You're gonna listen to them and go line up like a dumbass and get a chip inserted in you because you want to eat, because you want to continue living your luxurious American life. Well, you know what that's going to lead to? It's going to lead to a death, a horrible death. All right. It says, verse 11, be glad in Yahweh and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye are upright, that are upright in heart. All right. And that's what we're going to do, man, until the missiles drop. And then when the missiles are dropping, we're going to be praising and glorifying the names of Yahweh Shema Shai and praying and hoping to receive salvation, because it's going to be simultaneously. And the scriptures say we're going to be right. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. All right. But if you're listening to Egypt, all right, you're going after the ways of the devil. You're not. It's not even going to be a chance for you. You take this chip. It's not even going to be a possibility that you might make it onto the chariot. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 25. It says, "The fear of man bringeth a snare." Yeah, right. Because you fear man, you fear, oh shit, I can't. They're gonna withhold food from me. The rationing lines of the food stations, they telling me that I can't get no food unless I get this chip. So you're gonna be feared man, and you're gonna see the troops, and you're gonna be. Remember the scriptures say the devil cometh down with great wrath because he knoweth he has but a short time. Well, then you're gonna be afraid of that, huh? That's why it's gonna be a snare, because there's gonna be a trap. That's called terrorism. Okay, look up the etymology of terrorism. Is government intimidation to push policies, and that's what's gonna be that snare. They're gonna put you in a corner, all right, to get you trapped up into taking this mark of the beast. It says, "But whoso putteth his trust in Yahweh shall be safe." So we not worried about that. What we gonna eat? We're doomsday prepping and got my bug out kit ready to go, bug out bag or whatever the hell it's called. I'm storing up 300 canned good tunas. That ain't gonna save you, man. If you got some canned beans, whatever, that's good for you, but that ain't gonna save you. At the end of the day, it says, verse 20c. Well, that was the point on that. Let me read it again. It says, "The fear of man bringeth the snare." All right. So if you fear man, it's gonna bring a snare onto you. It's a trap. Okay. Don't fear this devil. What can he do? Like Yahweh said, you have no power, but the power that the Most High has given you, man. We're not scared of these devils. We're not scared of nobody, man. And to say that, we're not saying going around and headbutting niggas. No, we're just saying that we don't care what these people are gonna do against us, because we know ultimately Yahweh Shema Shai is with us, and He's going to protect us if we hold true and fear Him and believe on Him. Okay. So another precept here. Go with that, the snare. All right, because you either fear man or you fear Yahweh Shema Shai. There's no in betweens. There's no maybe I fear. No, it's you fear the Lord or you don't. This is Psalms 118 in verse 8. It says, "It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in man." There you go, man. Plain and simple. It's better to fear Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai than to put your trust in man. Oh yeah, you take this and you'll be good. We got some safe zones for you, green zones. Everything is gonna be all right. Everything's gonna go back to normal. Don't that sound familiar? They been saying that for the last 2 years? You don't have to die. Just take this this jump shot, and everything will go back to normal. Now look at your dumb ass. You ended up taking it. You're looking stupid as hell right now. Probably all having heart problems. Thoughts of suicide. You twitching and shit. Your arms shriveling up. See, that's why you don't trust this devil, man. That's why you put your trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And this is going to come down to this is going to lead, or that trust is going to come down to your salvation, man, and fear and trust in me, confidence, faith, belief. Okay, it's all going to tie together if you want to make it out of Egypt this time. Which let me read. Let me read it in Exodus first. Let me go to Exodus 14, and then we're going to read through it a little bit, because again, this is what the days were approaching. All right, the Exodus out of Egypt again. All right, well, this is going to be on a bigger scale, of course. But let me just read through this account, because this goes to show you where our people's minds are at, and it hasn't changed. These same people that were murmuring and bitching and moaning and complaining in the wilderness, this is going to be the same ones that end up taking chips and dying a grievous death. All right, this is Exodus 14:9. It says, "But the Egyptians pursued after them, all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Pi Hahiroth before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lift up their eyes." Let me finish it. It says, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. Yeah, and these are people. Well, everybody's gonna be sore afraid when Esau really drops that hammer down. All right. When he puts that chokehold, that squeeze on your ass, it's like that serpent, like an anaconda, a python. All right. What do? Once they get you in their grips, they just squeeze and squeeze until they squeeze the life out of you, and that's what Esau's gonna do. So it says they were sore afraid, and the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto Yahweh, and they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? And that's what people say now, man. Yo, you telling us we got to believe in this? Now you start catching, they start catching hell. I'm like, man, I didn't sign up for this. It's too much for me. I'd rather go, well, let me read the next verse. They'd rather go back in the world, right? Verse 12, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? And that's the mindset of these 2/3. They just want to serve the Egyptians. They just want to serve Pappy, their master. All right, master, good master. They want to tap dance and gyrate, maybe shoot some balls in some hoops, run down a football, run down a football field, kick a ball, maybe sing a song for massa. That's what they want to do. They want to serve the Egyptians. They want to live that good old life, eat watermelon and cucumbers. In this case, is KFC, Popeyes, and cigarillos. That's what they want to live. They don't want to come up out of this lifestyle, because when you come to this truth, you got to change your life. They don't want, the majority of our people don't want that. They'd rather serve the Egyptians. It says, for it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. So they're gonna be like, oh man, you telling me I can't take this chip? Man, I'd rather take the chip and go live in the green zones, and at least I'll be able to eat, and my kids will eat, right? Because they ain't gonna be with it, because they don't have true faith. They don't trust in the Lord. They're not thinking about the times that the Lord has delivered his servants. They're not thinking about the power of the Lord. All right, they're fearing man, and what we read earlier in Proverbs, the fear of man, it leaded to a snare. See, that's what it. But this time, at that time, they didn't get to go back. The Lord didn't allow them to go back to Egypt. This time, the Lord's going to let your ass go right back over there, all right, and die right with them, right with the Egyptians. You want to be with them, you miss them, then you're going to die with them. This is verse 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will show you today. All right, and that's what we telling you. Hey man, just be still, man. Trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Fear not the things that are coming down the pipe. All right, yeah, it's gonna be tough, it's gonna be scary, but hey, trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, and the Lord's gonna give us the spirit in that day to overcome these things. It says, Where was I? Fear not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he shall show you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. And that's going to be literal, because these people here in America are going to be melted. All right, they're going to be obliterated to smithereens, as they say. All right, beaten to powder with these thermonuclear missiles if they make it that far. It says, verse 14, the Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Hey, the Lord said, strive for the truth unto death, and I shall fight for thee. Verse 15, and then, let me just skip down a little bit. I'll step down to 21. It says, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong. Well, you know what? Let me jump up to 19. It says, and the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel, which if you can receive it, that was Yahweh. All right, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face, and stood behind them, and it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, to the Egyptians. So it was pitch. Remember, this was at night, so it's a pitch darkness unto the Egyptians. So it stopped them. Okay, they couldn't go no further. He went between them. Okay, the Lord stopped them. He intervened. Okay, then that's what we trust in. It says, but it gave light by night to thee. So while the Israelites had light, okay, and the Egyptians were marching after them, they were in pitch darkness. It says, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on the right hand and on their left. So see how the chariot came in the Yahweh, and the big old chariot came during the exodus of ancient Egypt. Well, guess what? He's going to come in this modern day Egypt in this new exodus. But this time we ain't walking out of here and going through, dry. No, we're going to get delivered into that chariot now. See, this time we're going to get into the chariot with him instead of him just hovering over us. He's going to call us up to meet him in the air. It says, and the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahweh looked unto the hosts of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the hosts of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. So the Lord intervened and was giving them hell. All right, slowing them down, giving them hell, so they couldn't catch up with the Israelites. And that's what the Lord's going to do again. He's going to give these people that come up against us hell. You're not just going to be able to just willy-nilly or beat us up and kill us. How many times the prophets of the Lord got to die? We've died all our lives. We've all been persecuted all our lives. Now it's time for Yahweh to show his power, man. To remind the world of who he is. It says, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel. Right. So they got to a point, they were like, oh, man, we catching too much hell trying to get to these people. They said, the hell with it. Let's go. It says, for Yahweh fight it for them. So they even recognized it. All right. It says, fight it for them against the Egyptians. And Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. That's the point, man. The Lord fought for us, all right, and delivered us. But this time, everybody ain't worthy to be delivered. Everybody ain't striving for the Lord, so the Lord ain't going to fight for everybody, all right? So let me jump down to verse 30. It says, thus Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And this time, we're going to see you dead on the shores of America. All right, getting burned to a crisp. Verse 31, and Israel saw the great work which Yahweh did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared Yahweh and believed Yahweh and his servant Moses. All right, so one more scripture and we'll close it out, because this is the times we're living in. The great exodus out of the modern day Egypt is nigh at hand. Okay, whether you believe it or not, it's not our problem. So this is Jeremiah 16 and 14. It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt." And we just read that account, how glorious that was. All right. To this day is spoken about, make movies about, children's books, whole documentaries, okay, scientific studies, all kind of things speak on the Exodus. Verse 15, but Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, here in North America greatly, mainly, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So, Kahla Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. All right? Trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. He was going to be there for us, man. He's going to be there for us. That's why Moses, like Moses said, man, fear not. All right? Let me read that one more time, and then we'll close it out. All right, because Moses said, "Fear not." Okay, this is Exodus 14 and 13. It says, "And Moses said unto the people, Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh, which he will show you today." All right, so when that day comes, hell, before that day comes, right now, don't fear, man. Trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, because very soon you're going to see that salvation come. And he's coming with great power and glory, all right, to redeem his elect from the four winds of the earth. All right, so with that, Lord's will, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruchak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well. And salutations and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word, truth, sincerity. Shalom.